Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrian. I am really grateful and excited to be dropping in with you today about the energy portal that we are in from now until February 2026. So, I'm recording this episode in the end of November 2025, and almost every single outer planet is in retrograde. We have in one of the inner planets, Mercury, is in retrograde currently, and I'm just really getting a lot in my oracle, in my channel, and in the astrology about the importance of the energy from now until February 2026. Things you've got to know, things you've got to move on, how to be leveraging this key energetic portal because it will define how you move forward, not only in the energy of 2026, but really the era we are stepping into that is unlike anything we've seen in this lifetime or even other lifetimes have seen. It's incredibly potent, it's incredibly fated, it's incredibly auspicious, and I'm really excited to tune in with you about it. Before I get into today's topic, I'm leading a 2026 calibration. So, this is a month-long immersion where I'm going to be teaching all of the astrology of 2026. I'm going to be leading you through my end of year review process, like literally all of the high performance moves and nervous system reset and astrology set study, going so deep on calibrating your body, your mind, your energy, your spirit to 2026 so you can win. I am leading that in December leading into January. So the link to apply is in the show notes. It's on early bird pricing at the time of this recording drop. And I would love to have you. This is for you if you want to not just learn about the energies, but actually harness and leverage and embody these energies to manifest and deliberately quantum leap. So the link to that is in the show notes. I'm also enrolling one-on-one Lux, my Maverick Mystery School, and the Paris Retreat right now. Paris Retreat is in February 2026, and you're going to learn why in this episode. So the links to all of that are in the show notes. If you don't know what's correct for you, just apply and ask your questions, and I'll be in touch from there. So it's an amazing time. It's an exciting time. And yeah, here we go. Before we drop fully in, we have a single red rose on the altar representing Mary Magdalene. I keep bringing Mary Magdalene forward, and the message keeps being love your petals and love your thorns. You're going to need thorns in 2026, by the way. Spoiler alert. You're going to need your thorns, and your thorns are the only way that your energy will be protected, and it's the only way that your beauty, your abundance, your love, your sacred energy will be honored and cherished and protected and stewarded in the most high frequency, potent way. So that's the first message. And I just want to invite all of us, place your hand on your heart and just receive this transmission. Invite the activation, invite the knowledge, and the knowing that you're receiving this right now in this specific timing, in this unique way, because you were meant to. And that creator, universe, the stars, specifically the stars, have important messages for you. And that divine timing is not an elusive creature. It's something we study, we honor, and we leverage to create as conscious co-creators and stewards and pioneers of New Earth. So let's take one deep breath together to connect our energies beyond time, space, and motion. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Okay, beautiful souls. The energy from now. So I'm recording this in November 2025, but we've been in this energy for a little bit. It's just like so potent right now, especially after the new moon in Scorpio that we had on November 21st. The energy right now is an incubation. It's an incubator. You're in an incubator, and what's happening is that anything that you've been gripping onto that literally cannot come for your highest timeline path is getting ripped away. We have five outer planets in retrograde. We have Mercury in retrograde. And what's happening is that we're in a total rearrangement process. And it's not like, oh, Mercury retrograde, normal Mercury retrograde. No, and you'll go back and you'll listen to my previous podcast and everything about the astrology of 2025. And everybody's been talking about 2025 as the year of great change. It has been and continues to be a year of immense great change. And what has been happening is we have been getting shocked into the new reality that will be 2027. And 2026, my friends, is the final bridge where you will either accelerate into the new world and the new divine order and the new divine decree of birthing heaven on earth, which is a better world, which is new earth, or you will be part of a very painful, gruesome shattering of the old order. People, it's been going on for a little bit now. COVID was the first murmurings of it. However, 2026 is the bridge and the door is closing. I heard Richard Rudd describing it like the door is closing. The door to the old way, the old earth, the old order, all of the structures like we can expect healthcare, government, like schools, all of these things we can expect to see it shatter not necessarily in 2026. However, in 2027 and beyond, first of all, there's no blueprint because this has never happened before. Like not in just our lifetime, but in the history of humanity, this level of background frequency and energetic shift that's coming in 2027. And if you are familiar with human design at all, you know this at least a little bit. But 2027, the background frequency is changing from a collective circuitry to individual circuitry, which means everything that you have used to outsource your own power, things you've relied on for false security, false stability, false safety, will shattered and you will be left to your own devices. Now, it's not about being lone wolves, it's about creating networks based on New Earth values, matriarchy vibes, deep communion with Mother Earth. It's about being self-sufficient. It's about radical responsibility for your life. It's about ascension. It's about playing the quantum game instead of the 3D matrix oppressive game that is pretty loud on our planet. So basically what's happening is the old order is shattering and we're in a very key window from now until February and March. Mostly February though is when it's going to get really shifted. Um Setting us up for this old order to be shattering. And 2027, it's honestly, it's insane to me that 2027 is only 13 months away. And I've been training for this for lifetimes, as a leader, as a healer, as a shaman, as a guide. And as you're listening to this episode, I want this to land for you in an empowered way. I'm an empowerment astrologer. Here's the thing, if you want to be incredibly efficient, if you want to know things in advance, if you're not living off your intuition and living off astrology and things like this, you will suffer in unnecessary ways. You've got to unclench your grip from false security and put all of your trust, all of your faith, all of your eggs. First of all, bet on yourself, bet on your own thoughts and your intuition and the stars and the ancient codes. So what's happening right now is that's what's coming in 2027. What's happening in this energetic portal from November 2025 till February of 2026 is there's a complete and total rearrangement and review process. And it's like if you're familiar with the tarot, the Four of Swords is when the figure in the on the tarot card, they're laying down and they look like they're in a coffin. They look like they're dead, but they're not actually dead. They're just in deep rest and recovery and reflection and recuperation. And it's similar to the Hermit card. Um, this energetic portal is if you feel like you're kind of like in a cocoon or you're like in a bit of like goo energy, we all are in our own ways. There's things that are just dissolving. There are things that are dissolving, and there are things that you likely are trying to push certain things forward in your life, in your soul mission, in your relationships, in your spiritual growth right now, and it's just not working. Um, because God knows more than you. You're probably pushing something that's a diluted version of your destiny, something that's maybe kind of new. However, it's still an iteration of the past. This is about brand new energy. This is about really allowing yourself to evolve and fully claiming a new era and having the courage to be in the dark and not know all the answers and not know all the steps. Like you're in the cosmic goo, we are in the cosmic goo. And basically what's happening, it's a complete and total rearrangement of 3D reality, of your DNA. People's DNA are changing immensely right now. I cannot even describe to you. Um, so something that happened for me as a shaman when I went to Sedona for the first time in 2022 and I went through my initiation and I officially became White Star in Sedona, something really radical and extreme happened in my DNA and my identity. And something happened where, I don't even know how many UFOs I saw that trip, maybe like 20. And I've always had deep connections and communications with star people, with aliens, with angels, with all of these things, but it just got so loud and undeniable then. And what happened was I started having this deep ringing in my ears because I was developing just it was like my body had become a satellite for intelligence that is not on Earth. And when I tell you the past month since October, especially when my grandpa transitioned to the other side, the ringing got a lot louder. And then in the past few weeks in November, the ringing has gotten so loud that I have literally requested. I'm like, okay, I get it. We're communicating. You're changing my DNA. You're changing my body. You're arranging my life path to my full ascension, to my full like soul mission. But you've got to turn the volume down so I can live my human life. Like you probably are experiencing a lot more psychic awakenings, a lot more telepathic things happening. Like like manifestations right now, like you've got to be really aware of your thoughts and you've got to take command of your brain because thoughts are manifesting like instantly right now, like instantly. So, what's happening is not only at the end of 2025, it's a 9 year. Nine is completion energy. We're completing a 10-year cycle. So at the end of 2025, you've got to be looking back to 2015. And you're like, okay, how have I changed since 2015? How have I evolved? How have I grown? What cycle is being put to rest? And not even just a 10-year cycle, but I've been getting it's like identities from your whole life up till this point is changing in this 4 month energetic portal and dissolving. And you've got to have the courage to let go. You've got to have the courage to become the cosmic goo be in the chrysalis before the butterfly is born. And this actually is really important because the energy overall of 2026 is really, really fast and it's really, really chaotic. And it's really like, it's a lot of Aries energy. And people who will prosper in 2026 will not be people who hesitated. They will be people who, hesitation, people can still like do okay with that. It's like, oh, you know, that doubt, you're going to get left in the dust if you don't know how to hold this frequency and move with zero evidence and innovate. And it's just like before, if you think about an athlete, and I've spoke about this many times on the podcast, but like if you haven't shifted your identity to the fact that you are an Olympic spiritual athlete for New Earth, I can guarantee you're not anywhere near your potential yet. Because you've got to be eating differently than everyone else. You've got to be thinking differently than everyone else. You've got to be behaving differently than everyone else. You've got to be in the spiritual training room, mastering skill sets. This is why I'm opening my Maverick Mystery School. It's not for everyone. It's not a mastermind. It is an elite training room for advanced souls to truly perform miracles and prophecy in this lifetime for New Earth. Just like Mary Magdalene, Isis, Hathor, Kuan Yin, Green Tara, all of the great ascended masters, Yeshua, just like all of them did deep mystery school training for their spiritual gifts. Like if you don't know how to send telepathic messages with precision, that's going to hold you back moving forward. Like, and what makes my work so unique and potent and life-changing for every single person that goes all in is that we fuse all of these spiritual quantum skill sets with high performance in the 3D plane because it takes both. Your potential demands both. So what's happening right now is a 10-year cycle that started back in 2015 is coming to a close. You've got to be wrapping up those loose ends. You cannot take those old patterns, those behaviors, those identities into the new phase because you will get your ass kicked and you won't keep accelerating. It's like if somebody has bad form, they can walk, but if they go to run, they're going to get injured, right? We've been walking up till this point, 2026, we're going to start running in February. So now's the time for rest, recuperation, reflection, letting go, surrender. We're also closing up a cycle that started back in 2018 when Uranus entered Taurus. So you've got to be reflecting on, okay, what started back in 2018? For me, these 2 years, it's like 2015, I moved to Chicago with $300 and no job and just relentless faith and the knowing like I will make it work. I will play my instrument full time. I will do music full time in one of the greatest cities and hardest cities to break into in the world. I will do it. And yet guess what? I did it. And 2018, that's the year I won my dream job with financial security for life. And I walked away from it. And I walked away from the man I thought I would marry because something wasn't right and I knew there was more for me. And now I make 10x what I ever would have made in that job on my terms, traveling the world, doing what I love, being my own boss. Creator's my boss, actually. But it's a massive energetic portal you've got to be reflecting on. So there's some planetary shifts that are basically right now. We have Jupiter's retrograde in Cancer. If you want to learn the like inner workings of each of these planetary transits and what it means and what the sign and the house and all of that stuff, you've got to become my client and just get in my world. The best way to do that right now is the 2026 calibration. If you want one-on-one guidance on how this is impacting you, one-on-one Lux, and if you're like, I want to study astrology long term, then Maverick Mystery School is for you. So the links to all of that are in the show notes. But we have Jupiter's retrograde in Cancer. So the way luck, abundance, expansion, and opportunities is manifesting is in a major review process. Okay. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, the disciplinarian, the stern teacher of the zodiac, long term vision, structure, the divine masculine, the daddy is reviewing. It's like, okay, Pisces is the dream. Do you have the structures to hold the dream? It's about taking responsibility. Saturn rewards hard work if you haven't been putting in the work, if you haven't been taking responsibility, if you have not been building the long term structures of legacy, it will be challenging. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, which is it's been there for 17 years, half my lifetime. Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. It's the final time that Uranus will be in Taurus in our lifetimes. There's going to be shock, upheaval, change, revolution in the food system, in the body, in the nervous system, in the divine feminine, in our relationship to Mother Earth, in the financial markets, okay? And then Chiron is retrograde in Aries. So we're going to start 2026 with all of these planets in retrograde and their outer planets that move really, really slow. And that means it's affecting the entire collective. Mercury retrograde is like a cute little thing that happens 4 times a year that people post memes about. And it's like, yeah, cool. It's not era defining astrology, though. This is era defining astrology. It's like, wow, until February, all of the outer planets are saying it's time to review, reflect, refine, redirect. If you want more on retrogrades from me, there's a whole episode on how to leverage a retrograde. So you can just look that up in the podcast. But what's happening is we're going to start with everything in retrograde and not everything, but the outer planets. We're going to start in a major review process. And January is always Capricorn season. It's new moon in Capricorn. And it's like, okay, let's go. My goals, my legacy, let's get it. I love Capricorn energy. By the way, my ears are ringing really, really loud right now. And that just tells me that the star people are here. And I'm so glad that I'm doing this podcast because there are people out there, you, if you're listening to this, you've got to know this information to access your destiny and you've got to leverage it. Like, I'm going to be real with you. Listening to a podcast is like cool and it activates your awareness. It does not change your life. The only thing I see between people who are successful and not successful is that people view things as entertainment versus education, and people have information rather than implementing. So if you really want to change your life within this energetic portal, join 2026 calibration. I think it comes out, it's like $10 a day to do it. It's insane. It's amazing. Um, Join right now. It's on early bird. Invite another New Earth steward. Like, it's such an important time for New Earth. The key planetary shifts, January 2020, January 26th, Neptune is going to move into Aries. So from Pisces to Aries. A lot of the energy in 2025 has been playing with the end of Pisces and the beginning of Aries, right? The alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end. Aries starts the whole zodiac, Pisces finishes the zodiac. It's death and life, death and birth. So Neptune's going to move into Aries. February 13th, Saturn is moving into Aries. February 17th is the first eclipse in Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius. We're midwifing the age of Aquarius. Pluto's in Aquarius for the next 20 years. This is the first eclipse in Aquarius we will see while Pluto is in Aquarius. And then after that, it's off to the races because Pisces is a water, it's completion, it's ending, it's surrender. Aries is boom, let's go, boom, let's go, boom, let's go. So by mid-February, we're going to be in a whole different speed of life. Things are going to move insanely quickly. Like AI, literally everything. So right now, and I'm gonna do other episodes on like the energy of 2026 and how to thrive and what I'm getting in terms of patterns. You can expect that. However, what I really want to share in this episode is you've got to be using from now until the end of February to clean house in your life, to get really real, to get quiet. And, it's a time of year where everyone's investing in, like, okay, what mentorship do I want for the new year? Like, when you're shopping for mentorship, you've got to make sure, okay, are they aligned with New Earth values? Are they aligned with my long-term vision, right? Is it in alignment with the ancient codes? Is it in alignment with my new identity? Or is it an investment that I would make before? It's like, the old way is not even going to be there for you to grip onto anymore come mid-February. And the cool thing about this, and this is why you've got to trust your intuition and your body, is that February 13th and February 17th, when this eclipse and this Saturn is going into Aries, um, is all when the Paris retreat is, my Paris Magdalena retreat, which, by the way, if you want to come to Paris, apply right now. It's on early bird till mid-December. So you should definitely be there and get the early bird price. Link in the show notes. All I knew was that I wanted to do it on that Friday, the 13th, the dark moon Venus day. And when I started studying the astrology, I was like, oh, here's the other reason why it's supposed to be. Because the people that come to this retreat are going to be activated into their Mary Magdalene New Earth leadership embodiment in their DNA in a way that can only happen on sacred land with deep intention and ceremony when all of this astrology pops off and we start moving really, really, really fast. So it'll be like the final incubation period before everything starts getting really, really, really fast in 2026. So this is what we're doing until this is the energy until February. You've got to make good use of it. So it's a time to reflect, and it's also a time to get really, really real with yourself and just fully unhook. You've got to be putting all of your trust in yourself and the ancient codes. And it's not about like doing it alone. No, apprenticeship is an ancient code. Growth, learning, like my breath, like everything I do is deeply in alignment and service of unlocking your highest potential for new earth. So, if this episode lands for you and you're like, I want to make the most of this portal, like step one, get in 2026 calibration. Step two, apply, consider the long-term containers to work with me in 2026. It's it's just a really important time and we're not going to have this energy again. Like in mid-February, late February, it's going to be off to the races super, super fast. And then in 2027, it's literally like there's no blueprint. It's not like we can go back and look at, oh, this is the last time this transit happened and these are the patterns to look for. It's like, no, it's a whole new energy. So we will have officially left the road less traveled and be building our new own road in 2027. So I cannot stress the importance of 2026 enough. It's the final bridge. The old order is crumbling. And if you're listening to this episode, you are here to birth the new order. You are here to birth the new paradigm. And the way you use these next few months is crucial for your longevity, for your soul mission, for your personal dreams, and for the dreams you're meant to make real for the entire planet. So that's this episode. I love you so much. The links to everything are in the show notes, everything I talked about, everything I mentioned. I would absolutely love to welcome you to these spaces and the 2026 calibration that is happening starting in December. I've never been more on fire for this work, and you get to be too, and you get to be part of it. So The links to that is in the show notes. Thank you to the stars. I believe in you. I believe in a better world. Go out there, make a stranger smile. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrian.